The Zone Coverage Podcast Network.
The Andy, Luke, and Arif football machine.
Autobots, transform! I like this kind of party!
Straight cash, homie.
Starts now.
Reef's not ready.
I'm good. Let's go.
Welcome back to Thunderdome for another Zone Coverage Football Machine, Zone Coverage Podcast Network. Wow. I'm your not-so-humble host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine, and I have equity more equity than Jake Winicki gets for being born in Minnesota, even though he's the third best UDFA wide receiver. Like, I could see Badet just, like, get out of here. That's South Dakota State. You go. Like, I'm rooting for the kid, obviously, but you got a lot of single coverage, if you know what I mean.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, but that's that good. So
But he's so fast.
he's quite fast.
Does that mean that you don't think Winicki's that good either?
No, I'm not agreeing with Andy's statement that Winicki's the third best.
No, it's by proxy. It's like how everyone has debates nowadays. Like, your guy is bad. So by transitive property, my guy is decent. Joining me is Arif Hasan, NFL. Hola.
Hey.
I saw it in all caps, and it was really weird to me today when Andy posted it.
Arif Hasanful.
Arif Hasanful?
Yeah. Also, Saxy Prince.
Yeah, man.
Can you play clarinet?
I cannot, but I can play.
So sax doesn't switch over.
It switches over better with flute.
Oh.
Which is why I can play flute. Yeah.
It's wild.
Same.
Can you play The Legend of Zelda?
No, I can't.
I love that.
All right, so,
Yinka, why can't you play the ocarina? Jesus.
Hey, so since you can play flute, you can take over as the flautist in Jethro Tull?
Jethro Tull.
I think they're the band with the flute.
Are they?
For sure, yeah.
Sure.
Like when Journey just picked up that Filipino dude. Who's
but
really
that
good.
dude did a freaking rock-solid impression.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
It was great.
I just thought I was going to be casting in a third Anchorman.
Yeah, that makes sense too, actually.
Yeah.
Jazz flute.
I've never seen the second.
I did not.
It's pretty
I don't know
bad.
If I watched the second.
It's pretty bad, but it has a pretty decent message to it.
Really? I did not expect that to be the last part of your sentence.
Who cares about the message?
I mean, sometimes you just want to learn something from
That's fair. So, Tom, working the board. Give hour one. Give it a listen. We talked about position by position, impact on the rookies, as well as played a little Gimme the Odds. And follow Zone Coverage on Twitter at Zone Coverage MN. Also, become a subscriber and actually be somebody. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can buy Arif a cup of coffee by subscribing. Do it.
I've bought way too much coffee for a reef, so should I subscribe?
When?
Man, what do you mean when? When not?
Are you just talking about that Caribou gift card? Is that it?
No, I got you Caribou gift card. I brought you a giant ass thing.
That's right.
Arif just snorts the ground.
Right, yeah.
Actually, I feel like coffee should be some form of cryptocurrency, except, well, you drink it, but so it's
the beans could be
Bean coin.
Yeah,
Bean coin,
which is expensive. Bean coin is just as good of an idea as all those other cryptocurrencies out there now.
Let's put out the ICO now.
How's Bitcoin doing? Is it all right?
not great, right?
I mean, not bad.
Isn't the technology actually good? Like, they're saying that should actually be blockchain should be used.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's fine. It might be good. The problem is that it's like very computer intensive and therefore energy intensive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Bitcoin expert, but Bitcoin's doing all right. It just crashed back when it was at 20, and now it's near 10. I think it's at 9 now. That's fine.
Yeah.
I actually have half a Bitcoin from my poker playing days because
a whole half?
Oh,
that's not bad.
Half.
Yeah, I loaned a buddy some cash, and he's like, "Here, can I pay you in Bitcoin?" It's like, I don't know what that is, but sure. And then I forgot about it for like 8 years.
Oh wow, okay,
Yeah.
So yeah, that appreciated pretty well then.
Yeah, but now I don't want to unload it. Because I'm like...
You should have unloaded it back when it was at like 18, 19.
Yeah. But see, here's the thing. Like, when it's at 18, 19, you think, it could go to 30.
That's why I sold all my Bitcoin at 18.
It's like, come on, baby, do
It's
it.
pretty
up.
predictable, man. I don't know.
What'd you do with the buy house?
Moved?
Buy house?
No, I moved from the
No,
house.
No, Arif, this is like the tulip bulb bubble, like in the 1500s. Like paying for.
That's what every single person has said about Bitcoin. Is that I'm not even saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I've heard it way too many times.
Because all of us listened to that What You Missed in History Class podcast about the tulip bulbs, and we're like, it applies to everything. Like,
it applies to
this
everything.
sandwich, it's like the tulip bulb. Whatever. Also, since we're on food, since we're always like a week late with all these things, but Cinco de Mayo happened, and people get pretty heated and pretty entrenched, set in their ways about tacos. Build me your perfect taco.
It's probably beef tongue, cilantro, red onion, green salsa, and what's the Oaxacan cheese? It's kind of like feta. I don't remember the name, so feta.
Huh.
But
That's fancy.
it's good as hell, is
I
what
bet.
it is. Oh, also a little bit of sour cream.
I'm going to go through my Chipotle order. It's both beans, fajita stuff.
Both. Oh,
Both.
fajita
Yeah, I
stuff.
like that. Yeah. I go chicken or barbacoa. I'm trying to think of what else. Guacamole, cheese.
Both beans is overkill, man.
Yeah.
You don't like both? Or sometimes I go either or if I'm.
If I'm getting a taco, I don't. The beans are not my priority.
Yeah, it's not the same amount of both. Like
No, I know, but
Yeah.
it's like, I mean, the taste difference between the two is not interesting enough a contrast.
I don't know why I love beans, especially late at night. I love beans, which is not good for the farts.
Is that where you're single, Tom?
Very likely. No, and the green chili sauce is usually the
Yeah, that's good.
color.
Like every time Tom starts hitting on a lady at the bar, it sounds like the Bruins just scored a goal. Ian, how about you?
Yeah, I guess if we're going through Chipotle order, I definitely love steak.
You can construct any taco. It's just Tom doesn't have any imagination.
No.
No.
Well, if it is
But
just
I have
taco.
my Chipotle order memorized, sort of.
Yeah, because my Chipotle order definitely than a taco. If it's just taco, yeah, I would use ground beef, just shredded cheddar, cheese. I do like a little bit of lettuce. I love spicy, like any spicy salsa that goes onto it, because I feel like that kind of caps it off. I'm not really a huge sour cream guy. I could use some corn as well too.
Your taco is boring as hell, man.
So I'm going to Santa Fe for a wedding, and I heard green chili. is
the green
there.
chili they have there, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a specialty of New Mexico.
Yeah, so we'll be both in Albuquerque and Santa Fe.
I try to have my
Go
tacos as synonymous to me as possible.
Boring.
Yeah.
All right.
That too. I'm gonna go with give me a good al pastor, and then also avocado, cilantro, sour cream, corn tortilla, and also red onion. Just go to town.
Yeah.
Give me 12 of them.
Onions are
like I don't-
great. If you let them simmer for a little bit, like if you're cooking on your own, I love caramelized.
Just onions?
No.
They're like a staple to like so many foods.
in a taco.
Oh, okay.
No,
Onions
no.
are good. It's like, yeah.
No, I have a question.
No, I just
I
think
just
they're,
feel
they're
like-
an interesting food. I guess that's.
I just feel like whenever I put more, like a lot of things on, like really, even like my ice cream or whatever, like I can never put a lot of toppings on it because I feel like I lose the taste.
I'm kind of with you
of
on
everything.
that.
No, I get that.
I don't like. That's why a lot of my stuff is boring. Like when I get ice cream, I might put like
Adding more
gummy-
things
gummy-
isn't the reason it's like boring or not boring. You just chose all the standard ingredients.
Yeah, because I
Arif,
like
how
it
do you
too.
do ice cream? Now, I know we don't want to go down this route too far, but like,
We do because it's off season. Go.
please tell me how you make your ice cream.
I don't make ice cream.
I mean, no. So you're in a.
Well, you take
I'm,
cream and
I'm
a
just being
churn.
an asshole. Don't worry about it. So like when I go to like Izzy's or something,
Yeah.
or Sebastian Joe's, Izzy's is really good.
I've never been there. Like,
The line's like way too long, so I wouldn't recommend it. But
Izzy's.
if it's not long, I definitely recommend
is it ice cream or like frozen yogurt?
Ice cream.
Okay.
Jesus, man. Frozen
Where's
yogurt.
Sebastian Joe's?
There's a couple of them, but there's one in Uptown on like Franklin and Hennepin,
I got
somewhere around there. Please sponsor our podcast. I don't know. It like kind of depends on the day. Like some days it's just like honey and vanilla, which is just delicious.
Sure.
Some days it's I like cookies and cream a lot.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
A lot.
So good.
And one of the most interesting ice creams I had. Normally, when like restaurants do dessert, it's actually not that good. But I was at Young Joni's, which is an amazing place. They mostly do pizzas, but like it's all the stuff that's not pizzas that they do that is just phenomenal. But they offered us a dessert, I think, on the house, and it was like a vanilla ice cream that they made in house, like a vanilla bean and stuff. And then they put salt and olive oil on it, and I was like,
Wow.
This
Really?
sounds like a weird, possibly terrible idea. And I had it, and it was delicious.
The ice cream was straight vanilla?
Yeah, it was like an in-house vanilla, right? So it was
Yeah.
like a very strong vanilla flavor.
Because I was thinking like butterscotch or something might go with that. I'm trying to think.
Maybe,
of what.
yeah. But like,
you want to know something good? Take just like your standard straight up chocolate.
Yeah.
Also get lemon frozen yogurt.
Ah.
So like lemon frozen yogurt with the chocolate ice cream, and just it works.
Yeah.
And motorboat it?
Yeah, motorboat.
He is
Okay.
motivated.
That's exactly
Just for
what
the
he
record,
wants
in
to.
hour 1, he did motorboat another food item too. that alone is a
Do you
reason
know how to
listen.
eat?
That's how you eat in summer. Like stuff is
Motorboat,
melting,
son of a
man.
bitch.
I do really like frozen yogurt. It's kind of grown on me quite a bit.
I guess. I really like the fat content of like really high end ice cream. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Have
so
you been to
smooth.
Grand Old Creamery?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They have a lot.
Tom, we're getting a phone call.
Oh, cool.
What? Why?
It's like you're supposed to be watching that screen,
Soup.
Tom.
Oh, I don't have the volume up yet.
Where's Declan?
I don't know. Yeah, where is Declan? Jesus.
I'll bring it back.
He would have gotten that call.
Declan,
He would've.
Declan is a great name for like a generic like gangster in like a Law and Order episode. I think Declan was the name of the dude from Breaking Bad, who I thought was going to be the end boss, but then it just turned out to be Nazis.
And boss.
Yeah. I feel like Vince Gilligan again just ran out of things like Nazis.
Nazis.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, it turned out to be
I
pretty
mean, that's a pretty
prescient.
good final boss,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hey, caller, who we got?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Wyatt from Texas.
Wyatt,
Hell yeah,
what's going on,
Wyatt?
Oh, just driving back from a semester of college, heading back to the hometown.
Oh, yeah?
Did you
Why
graduate?
do I have this? Say what? Say
Did you
what?
graduate yet?
No, God knows I need to. I'm getting old, man.
I've been there.
I'm Van Wildering it, just
He's roused.
put it all in before the real world hits. Stuff like that.
Fair enough. What's up?
But anyways, why do I have this sick feeling in my stomach that we're getting really high on Holton Hill and he's just going to be the next J. Ron Kears? Both physical specimens that just aren't good.
Well, so I think I get it because anytime we talk about late round steals, we get way too excited about them accidentally having to start because of injury. So I'm totally on board with you there. I do think that the thing that kind of separates Hill from someone like Jaron Kearse is that Kearse is very athletic in all the wrong ways that don't apply to safety play. Whereas Hill's athleticism kind of matches cornerback play pretty well. So that doesn't really bother me that much.
Kearse is JaVale McGee.
Yeah. That's
Dunked.
all right. Yeah, so, I think that Hill's traits translate, I think, a lot better. So that doesn't bother me as much, but I can, see where you're coming from.
Right. It's like a 6'3" corner. It's that's too good to be true. On Madden, even when you see that, you got to trade up and get it.
Yeah. Now, Wyatt, I feel like this is just leftover Texas A&M hatred and animosity.
Listen, it's not my fault that UT's not good at football. I didn't do that.
It's not on me.
Hey,
Listen.
Wyatt, since we got you, how come your Texas A&M fan base named the stadium Kyle, which is the most generic Texas first name ever?
Well, that's rude. Listen, to be fair, in all fairness from the UT and A&M, we're kind of like the really bitchy ex-girlfriend. If you even look up our fight song, it really is just hatred towards UT, and they're not in our conference anymore. So
I can respect that anyway, actually. I can respect just the kind of deep embittered pettiness that it becomes embedded in your fight song. I think NC State has something like that, where Duke's not even aware of NC State, And North Carolina treats them like a neglected
Community
little
college
brother.
or
Right?
something.
Yeah, right.
Vikings do have the little brother syndrome. Like I feel like they should work the end. Like
they
Skull,
definitely do.
Vikings, Packers lost to Detroit this week. Or something like that.
Maybe that's why I
when we,
respect it because I'm a Vikings fan.
When we beat, I mean, now we just yell SEC at the top of our lungs. That's what it is. It's like, yeah, well, we're in the SEC. So
Yeah, except you guys get rocked in the SEC West.
because you're Big 12 trash. So,
I mean, you don't.
It's easy.
But you don't need anything, right? Because Texas sucks right now, so you don't got to worry about it. I mean, obviously A&M has to be good too. But
We suck. Yeah, we suck too.
Yeah.
But the thing is we suck in a good conference. So it's like, hey, yeah, we suck.
Right.
We have a reason
It's
why
just
we
get rolled
suck.
up by
Y'all
Vanderbilt.
suck just because you suck.
yeah, that's a good point.
So
No, that's fair.
No, that's the
it's
argument
like-
that the Gophers have been hanging on for years.
Yeah, we suck in the Big Ten, the best football conference.
Yep.
So, it's like A&M's A&M. We pride ourselves. Like, anytime I talk to a UT fan, I'm like, oh, yeah, when was your last first overall pick? Because ours was last year. Eat a dick.
Is that what they're paying the coaches for? First overall picks? I thought they were paying for wins,
Exactly.
dude. Oh, okay.
Dude, no. You've got it all messed up. That's not what you do. It's all about first overall picks. Who's had the most of them, and that's the better team. And we're the better
Okay, no,
team.
that's a good point. Yeah, fair, fair.
Yeah, because no one wants to be the second overall pick.
Who gives off, puts into the NFL more? A&M, UT, the SEC, Big 12. I mean, we could go on for days how much better we are, but, I mean, we won't because we're better, and better teams don't do that. We don't close.
No, that's fair. You've got a lot of reasons that you're better, and they're all true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's like, it's really like the 5'9" kid telling the 5'8" kid how short he is.
Oh, yeah, I know all about that. I hang out with
Doesn't
Lindsay all the
matter.
time. But
Lindsay's 5'9".
okay, so my question is this. If the Vikings had drafted Connor Williams, how would you have felt about that?
Oh, absolutely. I would have loved it. And it's like, so...
Because Williams took a visit to
we were
College
gonna
Station as
trade up.
recruited.
And I would have been okay with taking Connor Williams in the first round. I mean, I like Mike Hughes. Don't get me wrong. That's not a knock on Mike Hughes. I just feel like Connor Williams was the same caliber of player at a position of need when corner wasn't necessarily a position of need. I mean, you can argue both ways, because Trey Wayne's upcoming contract, Mackenzie Alexander, and then in the flux, whatever. But at the same time, man, Connor Williams would have solved a bunch of woes if he's as good as, we think he would be. If you go off of Connor Williams' 2016 tape, he should have been the first tackle taken.
It should have been like the first overall pick, man. His 2016 tape was amazing.
Right. And then they're saying, in 2017 he was injured. And so it's like, obviously, coming off an injury in college. Now, the thing he's got to go off of is, hell, he was in the Big 12. He wasn't going up against shit, so I expect more from him. But, I mean, my Lord, what else can you really expect? If he was in the SEC, we'd really got a better read on him. But
Fair enough. Hey, man, thanks for calling in.
Thanks, Wyatt.
All right, man. I'll let y'all later.
Got one more.
Caller, we got
Hi, this is Wes from Marshall.
Wes from Marshall. Hey, what's going on, man?
I feel like he never says his name.
Hey.
It's like West from Marshall. Like
Hey, I got
that's
two
the name of the
possible
place he lives.
questions. The first one maybe covered a bunch, so then I have a backup.
Yeah.
First question is about the third running back spot.
Yeah.
Talked about it a bunch already.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit in hour one, yeah. But is your question just like, who do you think's going to take it, or what?
Yeah, well, I'm considering looking at those guys. Rock Thomas, I've heard, has some pass catching questions. And then you also sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I like Rock Thomas probably the most out of them, just because he's probably the best running back out of all of them.
Balanced,
but
yeah.
you're right that it's a question of pass catching at that point. But I do think because they'll be asked to fill in case of an injury, I do like that running ability. But I do think he can catch the ball. Whereas I'm a little bit more concerned about say Mike Boone or Mac Brown from a running perspective.
Sure, yeah. And then with a third running back spot, is that going to be a guy that you want to see as your third down back because of pass catching and pass protection? If you're looking at pass protection too, do you want to just throw Latavius Murray in on that pass protection down, but
Dalvin, all 3 downs,
really curious about
and twice
the whole thing.
I think pass protection is important, but I think it's less important than a lot of people make it out to be for that third down spot. Like I think so targeting a running back on third down is actually, unless it's like third and medium, is actually not that great for converting. And so theoretically you want them in pass protection more often, but honestly a check down on third down that doesn't convert, I think it's better than a sack. And so if they're not good on pass protection, you can still have them out on third down and prevent a sack and get a better punt position or a better field goal kicking position anyway. So it doesn't bother me that much, but it is kind of important. I don't mind the idea of having Latavius Murray as the third down back. Like you mentioned, he's really good in pass protection. I think he's a pretty good pass catcher. And in the open field, he's all right. Like I know we think of him very like we most often think of him as like, this guy that's going to convert 3rd and 1, but he's got like speed in the open field. So I'm okay with him being a third down back. The real value to someone like Jerick McKinnon or now it's going to be Mike Boone or Rock Thomas or Mac Brown or whoever, just is your ability on first and second down and maybe on third down, depending on situation, to flex them out and take advantage of matchups. It's the matchup aspect that's I think more important than just having an option on third down. Because I'd be fine on third and long just putting Latavius Murray out there in pass protection to give more time to the quarterback, even if it gets rid of a receiving option.
Or you could have Mike Boone long broad jump like 75 feet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you could just do that.
Yeah, which should be a thing.
Nice. Yeah, that was kind of my thing. As I was thinking, you're looking at. Here's a third running back. Is your third running back also your de facto third down back, which those seem to get paired together a lot, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case.
Yeah, not necessarily, especially with Dalvin and Murray fully capable to play on third down and passing situations as well. There's got to be a dude.
Yeah,
special teams.
Yeah, I think you're right that we tend to conflate third down back and third running back because.
Numerology podcast.
Yeah, right. Because of the overlap in the relative skill sets. But yeah, I don't think it has to be, that guy. Like I think your third back can be a guy that you use a lot in like 2nd and 6.
I mean, you see a lot with the Eagles backfield.
Yeah, right.
That's my big question.
All right. Hey, thanks, Wes.
Thank you. All right.
Wes is a good caller.
Yeah, I like Wes.
All right, so we got a fistful of Twitter questions, so let's drop a digit on one of them. At the big Herman Conklin's perceived role by the media, fake media, / fans, will oversell his value as a weapon. In reality, he'll be limited to use as third tight end. A Vikings tour will blow up about wasted potential by the Vikings, just like Pruitt and Chase Ford and whatever.
I don't know if there's a question here, but I agree with the comment.
That was a statement.
Okay, yeah. I agree.
Yes.
You just wait. Over under 2.5 touchdowns for Conklin here.
This year? Under.
Ooh.
Under.
Yeah. I'd like to be proven wrong.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
What? Because
are you assuming that he's not like vulturing?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, over under 15.5 targets.
Over.
Ooh.
How many Blake Bell get?
Under.
I feel like Blake Bell got like 4 targets.
Actually,
he had one very angry non-target.
From at Kyle Wilkin TDB, what does Sheldon Richardson have to do to be here in 2019? The Zebra defense is said to need an elite 3-tech. Could have more value than Barr or Waynes.
6.5 sacks and a commensurate amount of pressures.
Yeah, just be what Sharif Floyd was in 2015, essentially.
Yeah.
If you had to make the choice between...
Blake Bell had 4 targets.
What did I say 4?
You might have said 4.
Berber. Get some. Given the choice between Waynes plays... extrapolates what he did the last 8 games last year over a full season, but you had to make a choice between Waynes and Sheldon.
I'd take Sheldon. Over Waynes.
Yeah.
Ooh. See? Mike Hughes' pick ain't looking so bad anymore. Covered your ass. There you go. At Goble Like Noble. How much disparity will we see league-wide this year in terms of wins and losses? Will 9-7 be sufficient to squeak into the wild card round? Inferiority complex tweets.
I think 9-7 is going to be probably good for like the AFC South.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think 9-7 is going to get you a wild card spot in the NFC.
Who's your guys' surprise wild card team this year?
Cardinals. I just picked a team, honestly.
Well, I mean, like,
they'll win the division.
Of course, Sam Bradford's gonna just lead him to the promised land.
Yeah, Sam Bradford's going to be their starting quarterback, right? Yeah, yeah.
Is it a surprise if I say San Francisco?
No, I think that's fair.
Yeah, San Francisco.
Yeah. Jimmy GQ?
Yeah, Jimmy GQ.
Just in terms of...
I hate how pretty he is.
Right?
I hate
it's so obnoxious how attractive that person is.
He's more attractive than Tom Brady, correct?
Easily.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to...
And he looks less
He's going to sue the podcast. Yeah.
No, that's why Garoppolo was ushered out of...
That's the reason, yeah. Can't have that.
So the Met Gala, Brady was there. Looking like
what?
A magician.
A magician is the best word.
Oh, there was... Did you see Mina Kimes?
Yeah.
She was there?
No.
Oh, it's like,
she was
there?
Yeah. Caller, who we got?
Mina's on the
Michael Kist.
Michael.
No way.
Kiss.
Screw you. Hang up on him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. What are you guys talking about? What are you getting into? You talking about the NFC Championship? What are you talking about?
Sorry, hold up. Michael Kiss of Locked On Cowboys.
No, we were talking about how much more handsome Jimmy GQ is than any other quarterback. Your thoughts?
How much more handsome is who?
Jimmy Garoppolo, man.
Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo is darn handsome, and his symmetry. Like, that's how you really gauge if a quarterback is going to be good or not. Number one, are they handsome? Number two, how symmetrical is their face? All the great ones, all the GOATs, have very symmetrical faces.
Wait, but I thought you liked Carson Wentz.
Also a reason I will never be a quarterback.
Oh, wow. Wow. Shade.
Well, I'm just saying.
I need to see Carson Wentz's face again.
That's okay.
Kiss, what'd you think about the Eagles draft haul?
I thought it was good. I like the way that I think they're going to use the Goddard's package with Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz.
Does he just take all of Burton and Selleck's snaps?
Yeah, I mean that's 755 snaps.
Yeah, that's a lot of snaps.
Yeah, I think Ertz took 765, so 10 less snaps for what's left on the table for Goddard to take. I mean, he lined up inline 206 snaps for the Jackrabbits last year, so he can do that too. It's not just going to be split out. So they're going to be able to use him in a variety of different ways and give deceptive run looks on heavy formations and run play action out of it. Josh Sweat, I don't know if his knee is connected the right way.
It's paper.
But
Tyler Richardson says, "Yeah, nice knees, buddy."
Yeah, right. I mean, I like the Josh Sweat pick anyway, right? It was like 4th round pick, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it was a late 4th round pick, so it's worth taking a swing. That's when you take the medical guys like that, like Carl Lawson went kind of in that range last year, and he was extremely productive despite possibly having that hip issue. So I'm totally fine with the pick there. And then maybe we got our nickel corner with Devontae Maddox in the 4th as well. Smallest dude. It was about the size speed profile we were looking at throughout the entire pre-draft process. So I feel
are you upset you didn't come away with a running back?
It was good. What was that?
Are you upset you didn't come away with a running back?
No, Darius Geis, of course, was Bay for me.
Right, yeah.
Going to the Redskins, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, but he's ready to rumble with Howie Roseman.
Apparently, all the reports of arguments with Roseman and the stuff at the Combine, like a lot of that was just proven false. And then Mike Mayock said there was an issue that was going to come out with that TMZ was going to be reporting about some embarrassing incident at LSU, and turns out TMZ and LSU came down and smacked that down. So, I mean, we got some guys.
How embarrassing could it be? He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke.
He plays Fortnite and he goes bowling, and like all the stuff with his background, I kind of figured it was about his brother, who's in and out of trouble and has pretty serious charges against him. And they probably wanted to know if he was going to bring him along to try to pull him up out of that situation, because he talks about that a lot.
So what is the biggest hole left on the Eagles roster? Because, as much as I now suddenly hate the Eagles, I have to kind of admit that there's not a lot. Is it running back?
Tight end 4.
Tight end 4.
Deficient.
Yeah, I mean,
QB1.
running
Wait, no, Nick Foles is still there. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I would say long term, because I don't know how Peters is going to hold up, or if he's going to be completely recovered for his age. Hopefully, Vaitai is not a long term starter. He's a spot starter at tops. So that left tackle position has been a concern of mine for a couple of years now, and I wish they would attack that a little more aggressively. I think they like Vaitai, though, for some reason, even though he's pretty bad, even though he performed well against Everson Griffin, supposedly.
Griffin was missing a foot, issue. So there's that, too.
Yeah. Everson was Carrie Elways at the end of Saw.
Hello.
Yeah. You look all the games around that, and Vaitai was bad. He let 8 pressures up in the Super Bowl, and there was a 5-week stretch in the NFL where PFF, however you want to take that, he was ranked like 55 out of 55 for PBE for pass blocking efficiency. So
he's Clemens.
Any of the Eagles fans are like, "Well, we won a Super Bowl with him." Yeah, well, okay. We also averaged 31 points when Vaitai was like the worst tackle in the league. So maybe it's not all about him, but that's the spot we can upgrade. So let's do it.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
How come we didn't see the much fabled Lane Johnson flip to left tackle?
Well, because coming into the season, he didn't take reps there. He only had the preseason reps against Jerry Hughes against the Bills, and he got torched a little bit because he's not used to that. I mean, that's flipping, your entire body around and making entirely different movements with how you feel. Because Peters was healthy coming into the season. If he has a whole off season of being able to work that position, I think he's perfectly capable of doing it. I mean, he's one of the best tackles in the league. I think he can, and he's young enough. He's not so set in his ways that he can't move. But maybe that is the solution moving forward. But still, when you're on the right side, you're also dealing with DeMarcus Lawrence on the right side. He also saw Khalil Mack on the right side where he takes 80% of his snaps. Von Miller takes 85% of his snaps on that side. So I think it's an old way of thinking with the right tackle, left tackle situation when so many good edge rushers are coming off the edge against that right tackle.
So Jason Peters played tight end. I think Lane Johnson at some point played tight end in his college career. Do you think Dallas Goedert can play tackle?
He could play for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, that's right.
How about them taking a running back when they needed 4 offensive linemen?
Yeah. Well, at the time, they didn't have a second or third, right?
Yeah. Right, yeah. No, that's oh boy, yeah, and they got the top running back on the board,
Rashad Penny.
Oh my God,
he's going to be a game changer for that team.
And I was talking to people that had him at like running back 8. Like, goodness, what are you doing?
Yeah,
he probably still would have been there in the 3rd round for you.
Oh yeah, you just trade down if you're not going to take lineman.
He's the worst pass protecting running back in that class. How? How?
Their point is to try to make things as difficult as Russell Wilson on Russell Wilson.
They're trying to get Russell play baseball because they want to see it.
Right.
They're like, double dog dare you.
The Mariners need a pitcher.
Well, so the Yankees are going to trade the rights? Because the Yankees traded for Russell Wilson's rights from the Rangers, right?
That's right.
And so they're going to trade him to the Mariners.
I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah.
It'd be a long flight. And
Yeah, right, yeah.
Does he play in any games at all, or is he just,
he's
there like shows up to the training camp?
Yeah, he shows up to like spring training and gives like a motivational speech and bounces.
Wait, Kiss, you're telling me that a team with Rashad Penny and also previously Donnell Pumphrey didn't throw the ball a lot?
Right, yeah.
Well, not only that, man, he used a fullback all the time in that offense. So they don't use a fullback.
A 1,000-yard fullback, man. That's not bad.
I just don't understand. Like, maybe if you put him with a team that's stuck in the 80s, like, oh well, the Tennessee Titans got a new coach, so they're not going to run 46% 11 personnel like a bunch of cavemen. So maybe that's not the situation for them. But still, that offense is not built around what. But they're building the running attack the reverse way of what the Cowboys did. It's insane.
But other than that, I mean, they'll still make the playoffs. They'll still be a wild card team.
Yeah, but they're gonna repeat the 7-9 playoff appearance that they made all the way back.
Is he gonna set off a tremor or whatever?
Rashad Penny is Beastquake?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
If Goff takes a step back, maybe you never know. They got enough holes on that defense.
I don't have the most faith in the world in Goff. So
Arif could see Carson Wentz taking a step back.
I mean, obviously.
it would be great for his brand.
It would be amazing for my brand.
Oh my God, are you gonna? So much trolling.
Dude, the worst part is, so if Carson Wentz takes a step back, I think people will reasonably say, hey, this is probably injury related, and I will absolutely ignore any analysis of that sort when it comes. I'll just say, yeah, he was always bad. He, like Goff, was hidden by play action. That's all I got to say.
Kiss,
Right.
before we let you go, say something nice about the Vikings draft.
Oh.
Oh God! Well,
The kicker in the fifth round.
Who you got? 'Cause nothing's popping out at me right now.
What, you don't like Brian O'Neill?
You'd say Hercules Madafa.
Yeah, it's close enough to the draft, right?
Brian O'Neill is terrible. I truly believe that, by the way. I truly believe that.
Okay.
Athletic dude, but he's too much like him and Colton Miller are like in the same league for me. They're fourth-round tackles that got drafted too high. And then let's see, Hercules Madafa, you're going to play him at edge. I don't see him winning reps there at all with what you guys have in place.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who else?
What about Mike Hughes?
Yeah, you got Mike Hughes in the first. You got Daniel Carlson, the kicker. You got Colby Gossett in the sixth. You got
Was Carlson, the kid out of Auburn?
Yeah.
Carlson hit, and I'll say some nice things about Mike Hughes here, but Carlson hit, what was it, a 57-yarder in Mobile where he hit the middle of the pole that was 10 yards back from the actual field goal post. It was like he called his shot. It was a beautiful thing. It was like it was win-win for him. If you miss a 57-yarder, who cares? But if you nail it like that, you could have hit it from
the
like
new
55.
NFL rules that makes that hitting that middle post 32 points. We're in.
Yeah, it's like the MTV Jams, the old all-star basketball games with the celebrities for sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but yeah, no. But Mike Hughes is the guy that the Eagles were looking at. Obviously, you guys had a need there with Cheryl's going, so he's going to bring some value to them. Everywhere he goes, he's a winner. And some of the background stuff going on with him was concerning, but all of his coaches at all the levels, the JUCO level, coaches from North Carolina, his high school coach, the UCF coach, they all vouched for his character, said he was a good kid. So hopefully all of that's behind him. But I think he's going to be a really, really good NFL cornerback. So that for me, getting that in the first, like that's a win for y'all. So that's a nice thing I'll say about it. If the Eagles drafted Mike Hughes at 32, if he was there, I would be very happy.
See, with a good cornerback now, it'll be 28-7.
Yeah.
It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter because even your good guys like Harrison Smith were getting burned on out and ups by Zach Ertz.
He got burned once by Ertz. He got burned once.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Earth said, and
hey, man, thanks for calling in. I mean, kind of. Don't do it again.
Absolutely, guys. Everyone have a good one except for Arif.
Kiss, you're the man. All right. Michael Kiss at Michael Kiss NFL, Locked On Eagles podcast, friend of the program.
Friend of most people.
Friend of most people, yeah.
One of the good ones.
It's cold.
It's very cold in here. Like, you guys did not consider my African natty.
No. I have the heat.
Oh, yeah, my
turned
people
up.
are very used to the cold. That's a good point, Yinka. Come on.
I mean, you're Asian, though.
I'm just fine.
So there's a little bit of, like, flexibility.
From the tropics.
You get that gust of wind that comes in every so often.
I literally have the heat up all the way. Like, it's just
Good
cold.
God.
Yeah. You can go check it.
Yeah, that gust of wind is from a helicopter. That happens. 7-0. Which of the rookies is the team's rookie of the year?
That we drafted. Or just
Daniel Carlson.
Any of them? Probably Carlson.
It's the one that sees the field, Daniel Carlson.
He's gonna be the leading scorer on the team this year.
Yep.
That doesn't mean nothing.
No.
Yeah, it'll be Carlson.
Actually,
I can't see any of these players seeing the field, or I can see it. I wouldn't be surprised if none of them saw the field this year. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
but like, I don't. Yeah, they might not see it, and it's not going to be like.
Well, it is a good thing if none of them see the field because that means
Probably.
that Mac. Yeah.
So I mean, there's two reasons, right? One is like the people that are theoretically ahead of them have played well enough to hold them off, or they're just bad.
Yeah.
Like that's the other, which is like the 2015 class thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they didn't see the field because they were just bad.
So I love going down the Pro Football Reference rabbit hole.
2015?
It was probably 2016.
Okay.
2015 was pretty good.
I was going to say that was a very good draft for us.
Yeah.
If you look up the Vikings all-time leading scorers, like 6 of the top 11 are kickers.
Yeah, and one of them's Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, hold on. So Fred Cox is number one.
Yeah.
Kicked for the Vikings for like 15 years. And he doubles up the number 2 guy, Chris Carter, with 670. Cox is 1,365 points. What ups? No big deal.
No one's going to beat that.
Yeah. Kicking with like that shoe with the flat toe in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking like a cartoon boot if you smash it with a hammer. That works. Guess who number 3 is? All-time leading scorer for the Vikings.
Fuad?
Nope, he's 5. Yinka?
Okay.
I feel like it's something weird, like
Is it not Randy?
Kleinsaus or something
Randy
like that.
Moss is 6.
Okay.
Adrian's 4. Ryan Longwell is number 3.
Oh, okay.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Guess who's the highest active Viking?
Jeez.
Highest active with Kyle Rudolph, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Rudy 18. Boom. Kai Forbath is 22. Blair Walsh is 7. No big deal.
Good God.
It's okay.
He's still a free agent right now, right?
Yeah.
Chilling. Blair Walsh is objectively a good-looking dude.
He's okay.
His face is a little squashed.
Yeah, he's okay. He's like soccer good looking. Like
wow.
American soccer good looking.
No, it's actually not a bad call. 'Cause he's small. It's probably
American soccer good looking, not like Europe soccer good looking.
I feel like
That's a whole different.
Yeah, it's Premier League. Oh, jeez.
I feel like baseball and soccer players like tend to attract the most women because they're average sized dudes. Like NFL, you can have a 300-pounder. NBA, what am I do with 7'4"? You know what I mean? And like soccer and baseball, guaranteed contracts, normal looking dudes, regular off season. All right, in.
Yeah,
I don't think that's correct.
No,
I think that all
baseball
your
guys
reasoning holds up.
Yeah.
But I just think that the added notoriety and fame for basketball and football players just overcomes
You
that
mean
for a lot of people.
Baller Alert doesn't track MLS and NASA guys?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They're all up trying to get up in Roy Hibbert still. Is he still in the league? No. They wouldn't invite him fishing. The Pacers. Whatever. At the CJ Conger, can you go back and regrade the NFL draft Vikings given in past drafts?
No. Sorry.
Let's take a glance. What would you give 2016?
Wait, aren't we supposed to grade the grades? Isn't that what the question is?
That would be too complicated.
That's why I said no.
It did seem odd that you said no.
All right,
that's not where.
Well, let's just go from Zimmer on down.
All right, so 2014?
2014.
Bar, Teddy.
How do you grade the Teddy pick? I have no idea how to grade it.
Oh, incomplete. Crichton, McKinnon.
I still think you can still grade the Teddy.
Wait, what's your grade?
B.
Why?
Because he showed enough upside to be your franchise quarterback, but because of injury, and maybe of the.
You can't knock them for the freak injury that he suffered.
Yeah, but I'm saying
So it sounds like an A.
No, but he showed signs of being a franchise quarterback, but he didn't have complete enough stats to.
Okay, so you're not knocking them for the injury.
No, I'm not knocking him from injury.
All right.
I'm saying that's why kind of reason why I don't want.
So Barr grades highly, Teddy grades whatever, Crichton grades poorly, McKinnon grades pretty high. Who else is in there?
David Yankee, Anton Exum, Kendall James, the pride of Maine.
Yeah,
the Bears or whatever.
The shortest corner they've drafted, I think.
Shamar Stephen, Brandon Watts, Jabari Price.
Shamar.
Yeah, that's a good one. They kept Jabari Price for a while, too.
Yeah, I just was never impressed. I would give that draft a B+.
Yeah, A-. So
2015, Waynes at 11, Kendricks at 2, Daniil Hunter, meh. TJ Clemmings, Michael Pruitt, Stephon Diggs, Tyrus Thompson. Oh, yeah, remember that?
Tyrus Thompson.
BJ DeBose, Austin Shepard, Edmund Robinson.
Yeah, I'll give that an A.
That's an A.
Give it A+.
I mean, if Wayne's had been better.
Give it time.
Well, I mean, I feel like Diggs makes up for how bad Wayne's was.
I mean, I still gave it an A. I still gave it an A. I'm not, this is a good draft.
He's a tough grader. He's like that professor with the tweed jacket with leather elbows, patches.
Smokes a pipe.
Yeah,
that's so Asian.
Yeah, no, not even any tobacco. He just does it for the effect. You douche. 2016, here we go. Treadwell, Mack, Beavers, Kentrell Brothers, Moritz, Jerome, Beringer, David Morgan, the highlight, of the class. Stephen Weatherly and Jay Runkers.
D.
D. 2016 was an awful draft.
It's better than an F.
What?
Better than an F. I mean, at least Mac is on the team.
Yeah.
At least they're on the team. Like,
man, you're trying real hard right here.
Oh yeah, I'm the tough grader. You gave him the same grade as me.
I did,
Still.
but like my reasoning isn't like, okay, well, it's because Mac's on the team. Like, I really strongly hated the mobile pick.
Why? It's a 6th round. Anyway.
You can get a starter in Colby Gossett with 6th round pick.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
See.
I hate all of you.
Every time, it works every time. 2017, trade up at 41 for Dalvin. Trade up to 70 for Pat Elflein. Drilla Johnson, Gideon, Rodney Adams, R.I.P. Danny Isadora, Bucky, R.I.P. Coley, Odenabo, Elijah Lee, and Jack Tocho.
That's an A. A-minus.
I'm going to give it a B, but it's got a lot of potential to get an A.
Do you think that they would have considered taking Dalvin if they had that first-round pick?
Yeah.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I strongly think they would have taken him and probably maybe doubled up at offensive lineman.
Yeah, the reason I'm not giving them an A yet is because we don't have enough information on Dalvin. He looked really good for 4 games.
It's just unfortunate. He's going to be phenomenal.
I'm just saying, Kareem Hunt looked really good for 6 games, and then he looked like ass.
Well, it's because Kareem Hunt was like literally that offense.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, would you say, based off of that,
I don't fault Kareem Hunt for his regression towards the end of the season. I fault that offense more so than anything.
But like, I'm just saying, after 6 games, you would have given Kareem Hunt the Rookie of the Year, not Alvin Kamara, right? Like, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Right. And so what I'm saying is that the information that we have now for Kareem Hunt, I don't think he's an A, or the top running back in the class, or the second running back in the class. Yeah. You know, he might be the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th. So I'm just saying we don't have enough information on Dalvin Cook. But I do think it's trending positively, so I think there's a lot of potential for this entire class to get an A. But it's the 2017 class, so I don't know.
So, but I mean, based on that criteria, you wouldn't be able to give it an A, regardless.
But like, if Dalvin had played a full season, it would be easier for me to give him an A.
Oh. Well, not just Dalvin, but the entire class, you're saying.
Yeah, who else is in the class? Jaleel didn't play.
Jaleel didn't play. Elflein became your starter, and Gideon became your...
Elflein's not good enough for me to push that class into an A yet. He's super inconsistent.
I love that effect, though.
You're just doing that to do it.
He's just so cold.
I am really cold, right?
All right. This will warm me up. North Code DN. Perhaps you've heard of it. Should Tom Brady have chosen something other than French tips for his nails at the Met Gala? Is this the secret to his continued career/success?
No, because yes.
Okay.
We got a caller.
There it is.
Thank you.
Apparently, like Warren Moon was really particular about his nails.
Really?
Because like, you know, when you're throwing like the flick, like the nails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get really particular about my nails when I'm playing saxophone. Like if they're too short, I don't have the dexterity.
You just gotta wait. You pick up the flute,
or I just
got like more travel distance or something.
No, it's just like I feel like I can push harder onto the keys whenever my nails are longer.
Caller, who we got?
It's Michael.
Michael, what's going on, man?
Not much. My question is, what's the likelihood that Colby Gossett is the starter at right guard for day one?
1,000%. Bet your house.
I have him at probably like 15%.
Yeah, I forgot what we said hour one because I think Andy asked us to put a percentage chance on this specifically. But I do think it's relatively high, especially for a 6th round pick. So I don't know. I don't know what I said. Whatever I said then is true. But
we've had him at 45, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think you had him pretty high.
Yeah, sure. 45.
Boom.
That's pretty high.
I like Gossett. I think he has opportunity from day one, Mike.
I like him too because I saw his film and I guess he's like actually like pretty legit. I don't know how he like lasted to like the 6th round though. So it's just like that's just strange though.
Yeah, I thought he was like a 4th round. Yeah, I thought he was like a 4th round player.
All right, so I guess they got a steal. I just hope that he just like plays good and just like they can have a good O-line for like this season. That's all I want. You know, I don't care who's in there. I just want them to be good.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, Brian O'Neill's not playing or whatever. They're good if they're good if they're good. That's kind of all you can hope for. But yeah, I mean, it's been forever, right? We've been wanting a good offensive line since like 06, 09.
No, we need a road grading offensive line. We just need to get Connor Williams. That didn't work out.
Let's bring Anthony Herrera back.
Did you see the 7th round pick on Lyle Collins? Like, what's he gonna do? Go back into the draft? Okay.
I mean, he probably would have.
I would have triple dog dared him.
I mean, he could have been drawn up on a murder charge too. I mean, there was some risk,
but
there.
But Arif is a 7th round pick.
Wasn't like, weren't they pretty clear that they said that he wasn't a suspect?
Yeah, NFL teams are weird.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, appreciate you calling in, man.
Oh, thanks, guys.
What's the weirdest reason that you've heard a team take a player off a draft board, whether it be legit, rumor, conjecture, whatever?
I think most of the weird stuff we hear about the way teams think about players is just stuff that they feel like they have to put on a scouting report and is not that serious of a red flag. So like Marcus Mariota's not having a red flag is a red flag, or Derek Carr caring too much about his family.
Yeah.
Like, I think they just put them on there because they were just like,
we don't really have anything bad to say about this guy.
Yeah, right,
so.
yeah. And so they're like, well, we should think about this thing, right? Like, for Marcus Mariota, what is he hiding? For Derek Carr, like, is he going to be committed to football? But they don't really care, right? I think that happens a lot where, like, the stuff that they don't really care, but they feel kind of obligated to put in a scouting report.
Wasn't there a knock on Carr about him being too religious? Christian, too religious?
Yeah, too religious and too focused on his family, which is crazy because that comes from him leaving practice because his child was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, obviously.
Derek Carr?
Yeah.
He had a kid at that time?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought... Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so, I mean, he was pretty old as a prospect. Like
I know he was like, he got married. Like,
yeah.
He's
yeah. But the weirdest reason that a team took a player, like, off the board, I don't know. Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
So I was trying to look up Kirk Cousins, like Nolan Naraki profile, see if there's anything like weird. Like he's
lots of Star Trek.
You got to look up.
He's got twitchy eye.
You got to look up Connor Cooks, right? Because no one went to his birthday party.
Yeah.
He has like LeVar Ball parents.
Yeah.
I mean, not as bad, right? Because they didn't like groom him from the start.
Didn't send him out to Latavia or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Archie. You just snatched that trophy from Archie Griffin, Big Ten title game.
That was so funny because he's like in the middle of this like weird controversy where he's like a jerk, and then he just like grabs the trophy from Archie Griffin.
I just love that. I was like, I won the Heisman twice. Like, cool. Scooch. Scoot. At the Big Herman, if Thanos snapped his fingers in real life, which Vikings player would you be most saddened to watch turn into dust in your arms? Spoiler.
Sad, man.
Yeah, spoiler, first of all. My answer to this would be Stephon Diggs because the Vikings team would lose all dimension of swagness whatsoever.
I knew you were going to use the word swag.
If Diggs is gone, there's no swag on this Vikings team. They're hopelessly limping along. I don't know if you guys
perspective.
I don't even from a swag perspective. I don't know if you guys saw just yesterday. Adam Thielen put out a video of him dancing.
I refuse to watch that.
Yes, you made the right choice.
I know what it is too. Like I totally picture it.
Just.
I love Adam Thielen, though.
I can't
like
think
we all know an Adam Thielen, you know?
You're right. I can't think of anybody. After that literally happened to Teddy, that's the saddest I can be about an individual player.
Yeah, it was.
God, Teddy.
What could have been?
Well, right now, you'd say Harrison or Daniil, because Daniil is like 14 years old. So much more potential.
He's 23.
He's just scratching the surface. I don't feel so good.
Zimmer's just like walking off. So.
Rub some dirt on it.
He just disintegrates. Walking off.
All right. Last one from Alec D. Brzezinski. Rather than who do you think, who do you want to be the Vikings' third receiver heading into the playoffs?
Kendall Wright.
Yeah, I would want Kendall Wright to be the guy. I would want him to show all the potential he had before he was drafted, but
I've gone through a long period of time where I've thought Kendall Wright is consistently underrated.
Yeah.
And while I think I should just get over that, he's had enough chances with decent enough opportunities.
Was that before or after he quit in Tennessee? He was like, no, done. Out.
Still after, actually. You know what? He's right. Tennessee sucks.
I still love that he was the Bears' leading receiver last year.
That's so funny.
With 2 yards.
But, maybe I was right all along, and he actually was underrated, and he's actually really good.
Well,
I don't know.
I could definitely see DeFilippo using him in a pretty unique way, obviously. Being able to work in the slot, obviously being able to work on the outside. So don't give up hope, Arif.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a guy who knows how to unlock a slot receiver like Filippo and Nelson Aguilar. You've got a quarterback that can use a slot receiver like Kirk Cousins did with Jamison Crowder. There's opportunities for a good slot receiver.
He can unlock the slot receiver because he's found the G slot.
Okay, that was terrible. It was one of your worst ones. Yeah.
Saved it, kind of.
Wait, I workshopped that one in '94. I was just waiting for the time. Come in the back pocket. Yeah. Third, want. You have to say Treadwell. That means that he worked out a role. DeFilippo's offense. He played the Alshon Jeffrey
I
role.
am so convinced that Treadwell won't turn a corner. That if Treadwell is playing the third receiver slot, that in my head it's only because everyone else sucks.
But see, that's the thing. Is at this point I'm okay with Treadwell not winning the third spot because I feel like internally Spielman would just be somewhat trying to hold on to him in an unrealistic way. Maybe he could get to that spot where he's really pushing Diggs and Thielen, and it's never going to happen. So just let him.
I got into an argument today about Laquan Treadwell.
About what?
Was it with Treadwell? and his 3 burners
about whether or not we have enough information to say he's bad because he hasn't been targeted enough.
Yes,
that's the information that we have that tells us he's not good.
Yeah.
I
think some of that was on Keenum, but
but think about this. So if it's on Keenum, then why did he target literally everyone else more? So I got so deep into this argument that I created an Excel spreadsheet. So I've got
ready.
Yeah. So I've got
Twix commercial. He's pause.
So we've got the number of snaps en route that every receiver that took any single snaps en route for the Vikings. So that includes running backs and tight ends. Then we've got the amount of targets, and we've got the targets per route, right? Which I think is a fair way to evaluate those receivers. People targeted more often than Laquan Treadwell per route. So Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Jerick McKinnon, Stephon Diggs, that all makes sense.
Yeah.
C.J. Ham, Kyle Rudolph, Michael Floyd, David Morgan, Jarius Wright, Latavius Murray. The only people that did not get targeted more were Stacey Coley, Blake Bell, and Kyle Carter. And Carter ran 3 routes.
See, that's better than 3.
So, okay, so Keenum didn't target him, and I agree, probably should have been targeted a little bit more often. But, if Keenum didn't target him, why was he targeting Michael Floyd, David Morgan, Jarius Wright, and Latavius Murray?
I get Jarius Wright and somewhat of Michael Floyd. Other ones, I don't know.
Now, the Vikings have shown zero interest in bringing back Michael Floyd, and Floyd has zero interest elsewhere. Should they just bring him back?
He looked really good in camp.
He did, and I think we thought he was going to carve himself off a bigger role. But
yeah. It might have been kind of a weird situation coming back from the suspension that it made it difficult to work him in. I don't know. I think that's unlikely, but in the back of my head, I'm just but what if that's true?
Well, if everyone else looks bad or there's an injury,
he's 29.
He's in St. Paul.
Yeah.
So it's hey,
that's right, yeah.
Hey, come on down.
He's 29. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
is he still living with Kyle Rudolph?
He just hops in his back seat.
Yeah, right.
I was driving there.
Kyle goes up to his pull-outs Mike, look, you haven't even been on the team in 2 years, and we want to have guests over. We want to have pool parties, man. Come on,
Mike. I just want to say, I love you like a brother.
Yeah,
you're an adult. I don't want to say I'm kicking you out, but maybe it's time to pursue opportunities elsewhere.
Oh, it was like Fresh Prince when Will and Carlton got booted to the pool house in those later seasons. God, it's a great show. Why isn't that on Netflix? That's why I want to know.
That should be on Netflix.
First Aunt Viv is the only Aunt Viv to me.
Really?
Oh yeah,
You don't like second Aunt Viv?
She was phenomenal, man. The second Aunt Viv couldn't hold a candle to the first Aunt Viv.
Yeah, I love that
The dance scene. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love that they were so like self-aware. Like when the new mom came in, Jazz walked in.
Jazz and it's just like,
who's playing the mother this year?
I don't know what happened after your pregnancy, but something is different.
I think Jazz and Jeffrey are the best characters on that show.
Well, Jeffrey definitely is probably one of the best characters. He had. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We'll take it out with that. Let's go eat some chicken.
Summertime.
Anything coming up from you guys? What are you working on?
I'm working on a piece about the likelihood of the defense regressing.
6. Yinka?
I'll probably start.
Pick up where they left off.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Great.
Now that I have my NFL Network, or not NFL Network, NFL Game Pass back from Kunle.
Yeah.
I'll probably start. I borrowed it to him so he could watch tape.
What an asshole.
You lent it to him.
Yeah. I'm Minnesotan, so I say borrowed. Yeah, and I'll probably start.
Multiple people can be logged in, right? Like it says that you'll be kicked out, but don't worry about it.
Arif has like 30 people.
Arif's using my login right now. That's why.
Coolest shredder on stream. Be like, fuck you, Arif.
There's 32 profiles on Arif's Netflix account. Yes. All right. I gotta get to mine.
I'll just probably go through the 2017 season and start looking at film and breaking out what good things happened. And then
I don't have time to watch film, Yinka. I have a life. I watch the games, and I know what I know. Tom, it's coming up. ZoneCoverage.com.
Oh, we got a lot of Twins stuff, as I said, in hour 1, but we'll keep up a lot of good Viking stuff. Links.
Yeah.
Mitch Hansen's done
Los Links, championship number 85.
Timberwolves off season. Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
It's really sad that Lindsay makes more as a coach than she does as a player.
Yeah, that is weird. And a lot of the players make a lot more overseas than they do.
Yeah.
That's really sad to me because she's a phenomenal player.
Yeah, so we'll be following her close. Cheryl Reeve, she's great. It should be another fun Links season.
Bam, hit it up. Listen to hour 1. We actually talk football. It's weird. Show's available on iTunes, Stitcher, iRadio, ZoneCoverage.com/machine. But for Arif and Yinka and Tom and Luke in absentia, I'm Andy saying, bye-bye.